Hey guys, what's up? That's Texan here, and welcome to another car review. And this time I'm in a 1965 Mustang Fastback. And listen to it. I mean, seriously, I have a perfect smile on my face right now because this is the first Fastback they ever produced, 1965. And it just, you know, if you're a Mustang guy, you just can't get around the fact that this is the daddy. So awesome. Now the brakes on this car, watch out for that semi. Wanted to take a turn there. Now the brakes on this car are 100% drum brakes, but something interesting: power steering, power brakes, AC. Car's full option. That's something that is pretty rare, and man, the temperature could not be greater. Unfortunately, the AC is not working. There's a couple of things that need to be fixed on that, but the fact that it is equipped with it is such a win. Now you just have the window open and you put your arms out, and it's just great. Slow down over here. Now you definitely have to push on that pedal to get it to slow down because it is not a new car. It's just nothing better than driving one of these old cars. And I can definitely see in the interior the stuff coming back in my 2005 Mustang. They went retro, and the 65 Fastback was the base for the car. We're gonna have a red light up here again. Here we go. Has some pick up and go, this thing. It's not slow at all by any means. Now the engine in this car is K-code. It is not an original K-code car, but what that pretty much means is that from factory back in the day, they made 271 horsepower, 312 pound-feet of torque. Now the transmission in this car is a C4 automatic, and it shifts it quite nicely. A little background to this car is that it was bought from a little old lady in Pasadena for $800. So let that sink in. These cars now, this one was actually appraised at $24,000, but you can't get them for less than $20 if they're any good. I've seen them for $8,000, but then the floors are rotted out, the engine's gone, the interior is gone. This one, the interior is actually completely fine. It's completely redone. And it's just, you know, that classic look. I see it in my new Mustang, my new 2005 Mustang, but it just doesn't hold the candle to the old stuff. It just has soul. Whereas my car, even though it's over 10 years old now, it just can't compare. We're gonna have to do it, Yui. Okay, let's see how the turning circle is out, shall we? Man, that is pretty darn good.
Like I said, the steering is almost effortless with this one.
Yeah, power steering, man, it's great. It's the old kind of power steering. You know, steering feel is kind of non-existent because of that fact, because literally you can use your pinky to steer. But it's still nice. You know, I've driven a 64 Impala, and that car also power steering, but it is even less direct than this one. Sound good. It sounds so good. Let's put the foot in it a little. That is so great. You know, old cars, they might not be as quick as new cars, but the feeling of accelerating in an old car is just so nice. You have to experience it to be able to explain it. Now, like I said, this car was bought from a little old lady in Pasadena by the grandfather of the now owner, and the now owner is a 15-year-old. What that means is that this car is now in 3 generations. The owner's father wasn't quite a car guy, not much. But of course, you know, you're experiencing this as a child and you grow into it. And then of course, the father had his son, and he told me a story that he was a baby and they couldn't find him. And guess where he was? In this car, on this very seat, playing with the steering wheel. And that's the kind of story that old cars have. New cars just don't have that. This has such a feel to it, you know. This is not my car, but just driving this car around, I feel a little bit of that connection to that, you know. It just I just love the way these stories come to pass, and it just, I can't explain it. I really can't. Now when you look at the exterior of the car, of course the paint is faded. It's also not the original paint anymore. It had a respray back in the day. So that's one of the things, the only things actually, that this car needs to be about as show worthy as it is. But even though the paint's faded, it has a presence. I went over that slow and it still does that. You know, the owner said the suspension can be quite harsh. And I'm like, really? I don't think it's that bad, right? Slow down over this one. Even further. Nah, that's a lot better. Man, we're talking about the suspension. It kind of goes where it wants to. It's not direct at all. But again, that's an old car thing. Who cares? You're in a 65 Mustang Fastback. Another set of tracks. These were not that bad. Man, I cannot believe that I'm sitting in a 65 Mustang Fastback. This is so awesome. That steering wheel though.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, look at that. Mustang too. It goes just fine. I don't think you have any problem dispatching any kind of car that thinks they're fast and they're really not. I mean, this is not fast at all either. Let me put that in perspective real quick. 0 to 60 in a K-code car with a manual transmission, under 8 seconds. This one probably around 8. Quarter mile, high 15s in a manual transmission car. This one probably 16, but as I mentioned previously, you don't really care because you're driving such an old car with such a presence. It is just awesome. You get a little bit of the exhaust moving around against that truck and it sounds so cool. Look, there's a first generation S197 right there, and you can see there's the similarities, and it just makes me love my own Mustang more, but this one I like way better because it's old, 50 years old, over 50 years old at this point in time, and it's still being driven around. And that's another thing that I like. These cars more and more just find themselves stuck in garages. People don't drive them anymore, and that's unfortunate because I really love seeing these cars around. I think the lake levels are down. Let's go check. This is what this car just does best. Cruising. Low speed cruising. Just put your arm out the window, tilt your head sideways. You should have a set of sunglasses on. Man, I love this. Now the suspension is really getting a workout over here. I'm dodging potholes. They're working on that that road over there, because that's usually somewhere that you can go. But you know, I haven't been in Louisville in a while, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take this beaten path and turn around. Yeah, lake levels are way down. That's good. Can you actually turn around?
Yep.
There?
You do a 3-point turn. Great.
Yep.
Sweet.
First. It's quite effortless too. That power steering though. I was about to say, don't do it. This Prius was backing up. It's always a Prius.
My mom absolutely adores the Prius, and I'm like, Mom, it saves you money, but I mean, it could cosmetically look better if they tried.
Yeah, no, did you see the new one?
Really? No, I haven't.
Go look it up. It's worse than ever. I actually think that the 4th generation looks great. It's that pothole thing again. I don't think this side is as bad. Nope. I mean, they patched them up, but really, really badly. It's like a minefield.
That does not look okay.
Yeah, I know. That was actually Gen 4 behind us, and that one I actually enjoy looking at. They actually have body kits for them, believe it or not. But they're still not going to be fast, so...
JDM
why am I talking about a Prius when I'm sitting in an old school car? Just to tell you how uncool you are when you're driving a Prius, and how cool you would have been if you spent that money on one of these. I just love the fact that this car is driven by a teenager, and he's gonna take it to school. It's gonna be his high school car. The story of this car is just never going to end. This car is going to continue to stay in the family. I know that for sure. If you have 3 generations in the same car, there's no way that that's ever going to change. You know, he's 15 years old now, so he can't say what the future brings. But I hope that the future brings for him what it did for his father, that he has his own children down the line, and that he can say when his child goes to high school, here are the keys. It's time for me to pass this on to you. And I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it. I don't know if you can see that right here. I'm getting goosebumps just talking about that. That is the way these old cars make me feel, man. It just... I can't even get out of my words right now. It's just so awesome, so great to drive one of these old cars. Zander, I cannot thank you enough for letting me drive this car. It's been an absolute pleasure. As far as conclusion, do I really have to give you a conclusion on this car? I don't think so. I really don't think so. I hope you enjoyed this review. I love driving it, and I'll see you on the flip side.